Welcome, everyone, to the Linney Cinephiles. Welcome to Guy and Helmer Unfiltered. I'm your host, Alex Helmer. As always, with me is my co-host, Guy. Guy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. We have a
Doing
great
great, Alex. Doing great, Alex. Doing great. Doing great. Doing great.
You guys kill me.
You're great. You're great. All right. And this is episode 17 now. And with us, second appearance on the show, it is Chris from Movies and Munchies. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. This is great.
Anytime.
It should get, we're not, oh, now we hit the 1 minute mark. So should get even better. But Chris, this is your second time on the show. For those who don't know, kind of tell everyone briefly what your channel is about and how it's kind of evolved over time and what you're currently working on the channel and what people can see there.
Cool. All right. So I do movie and TV reviews, try to be as spoiler free as possible. The Munchies part of the name is I sometimes review snacks as well. When I find them, it's just my excuse to eat junk food. So, and it's been awesome because some people have actually sent me some food. Some companies have sent me some food. So
wow.
Yay me winning on that end. But yeah, no, it's just been, started out like everybody else, no subscribers, one subscriber, and just keep at it and try and be positive. And, I love all of the worldwide audience now that get to chat with. Met you two guys, which is outstanding. And so this is, it's just a lot of fun. YouTube is it's kind of a side gig for me now, but hopefully at some point it will be my main gig and then I'll do even more content. So, yeah.
For sure. And everyone, make sure to subscribe to Chris's channel. The link will be down below, so you can go there. Make sure to check him out there and all this amazing content. So, but guys, if you're new to the show, Guy and Helmer Unfiltered, we're going to go over the latest TV releases, movies as well. Not so much today, just because there weren't any huge ones. And then some big movie news, and then we're going to go over some of the smaller news. But today we're actually going to start off the new segment, what we watched over the week. Not so much the stuff we have on the agenda later in the show. But Chris, I know you had a big week in kind of watching movies and TV. So why don't you tell everyone about that a bit?
Oh goodness, yeah. So this week was the Sundance Film Festival, and I attended it virtually. And so in addition to the other things that I had, like Netflix and Amazon, and whatever else was coming out through the streaming platforms, I also watched 16 different movies over 5 days, and it was a lot. And a lot of really good ones, a couple of ones that were just kind of none of them that were turds though, which was outstanding. But I so I have a really large list, but some of the ones that made my top ones that are going to come out who knows when. There's Alice, Watcher, Piggy, You Won't Be Alone, We Need to Talk About Cosby, which that one just came out today on Showtime as a documentary. Fresh, which is coming out next month on Hulu. Speak No Evil, After Yang, and then my absolute favorite of the Sundance Festival was one that I actually didn't even really want to watch, and it was called Brian and Charles. Super uplifting, super optimistic, cute, very funny, about a man who builds a robot and then their friendship, and it's so outstanding. And then let's see, a couple other things really quick. Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon. That is an outstanding show so far. Really digging that. So if you're into adult animation and fantasy, that's one to check out.
Nice. And then real quickly, I did hear great things about After Yang. I heard I heard great things about that. I just wanted to ask you about another release, at least from what I've heard from other people who attended Sundance. Maybe you've seen this one. Cha-Cha Real Smooth, apparently one that came out in Sundance. I'm hearing great things from it. Did you get a chance to check that out yet?
I didn't get a chance, and I was bummed because I heard after the fact, I heard everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good!" And I think it just got picked up by Apple, so it should be coming out to Apple TV Plus probably sometime this year.
Awesome, but yeah, and so did you get a chance to watch anything else, or was it exclusively those Sundance movies?
Well, on Netflix, I watched Woman in the House Across. Wait, what is it? Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window Who Went Shopping and Bought a Bunch of Dogs and then went to this fish market. No, it's the real title is The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
No way.
I kid you not. It's Kristen Bell. It's a
heard about it.
Yeah. It's the mystery aspect works. I didn't like the satire spoof part of it because I just didn't think it worked. It made the series very very convoluted. And then you know what? I finished up the first part of Ozark this
Oh
this
boy,
last
wow.
week
I'm
too.
gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, yeah. So that was really good. That series continues to amaze me.
I'll pick up right where you left off because I finished Ozark as well, or the first part of season 1. Oh my goodness, guys, this is great. This is some great stuff. First, let me also say Laura Linney. I actually got the chance to meet Laura Linney in New York City one time when I was younger, and it was when I met her. It was actually Ozark season 1 had just come out, and I hadn't checked out the show, and so I started actually watching Ozark in early 2020. I love this show, and I love it so much. In this season, I mean, there's something about it's not like Breaking Bad where it's overt in terms of its violence and its content. It's very sneaky about that kind of stuff. It's
Mhm.
kind of classy in a way. That I mean, Chris, you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's very discreet with what it does. And Ozark is famous for its kills, and but I mean, some of those, but some of the moments. Laura Linney gives the best performance I've ever seen from her. She's kind of like a Walter White type of character almost in terms of her transformation. She is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing in this show. I think she's the best part of the show, but that's not knocking on anyone else because Jason Bateman is great.
Yeah.
I love the kids as well. I did not like Jonah this season. I actually hated him a
Mm.
lot this season, but I guess that's kind of what his character arc kind of called for. But I hated him this season. And then they brought in Omar God, what's his last name? Omar, the Italian or not the Italian, the Mexican gangster guy.
Oh
Omar Navarro.
yeah.
Omar Navarro. Omar
Yeah.
Navarro, who is the main villain. He is great. They also bring in his nephew, who is maybe as menacing as Omar is. But who else did they bring in this season? They brought in a private detective this season who was interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring up the entire cast because I do want to shout out a bunch of these people because they're all pretty great. And then also, I'm forgetting her name, but the woman who plays Ruth in the show, who's
Oh,
getting a
Julia
lot
Garner.
of Julie Garner, yeah, who's getting a lot of acclaim, kind of in awards, and then also from people who watch the show. People consider her to be the best part of the show, and she's terrific. She
She's my
completely
favorite.
transforms this role. Yeah, she's great. I just love the way she says Marty, Marty, Marty Bird. Uh, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, show is great. They added a lot of new characters this season, which I like, and I can't wait for the next part of season 1. Sorry, that was a bit too long, but Ozark, see it right away. It's a great show. And then I also got the chance to see Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I rewatched it on
Yeah.
Friday night in 4D. 4D. I saw Prisoner of Azkaban in 4D. I told everyone about it because it was my first 4D movie. I saw it. And I was like sprayed with water. My chair was moving around. I had like a drink with me because they gave me like a free Coke. No, I'm not going to refuse a free Coke. And they gave it to me. I'm like, oh! I'm like, my Coke is almost like falling on the ground. They're spraying water in my face when I'm trying to like drink my soda. And so this time I went in like a pro, like the guy I sat next to him. I felt like that James Franco meme from Ballad of Buster Scruggs, where it's like
First time.
First time.
Yeah. You get like a drink with him, and he's, yeah, love the movie. It's my favorite Harry Potter movie, and great experience, great crowd. The 4D experience was really good, and yeah, great experience for me. Guy, sorry, I'm gonna get to you now. What did you watch over the week?
I've been kind of in a Batman phase. I just like lately I've been watching all of the Batman movies again. Every single one. I saw that a friend of mine was starting to watch him all over again, was binging him, posting that on their story on Letterboxd, all their reviews of it. And I was just like, oh my God, this is great. And it's only a month away. And I was like, I've been watching them all because I'm in great anticipation, even the nipple ones. So like, I mean, I'm having such a good time just rewatching all these Batman movies. And then I'm going to go through the animated stuff. I'm going to go through every episode of Batman Task because I'm just ready for this movie. And so I've just been rewatching Batman stuff. And then obviously I watched the stuff we're going to talk about today, but I'm just, it's very I'm very excited for I'm very excited for that Batman movie, which is why I've been rewatching a lot of Batman stuff at the moment. So
awesome. Yeah, we're going to talk about that later in the show. Also, I don't hate to go back to Ozark, but also Lysa, I'm just looking at the cast now. Lysa Emery, who plays Darlene Snell as well. Oh my goodness. There's an end, and I don't want to give anything away. The last part of the episode, it's something else. It is something else. But I love this show, guys. Check it out, Ozark. But now, those are the stuff we watched over the week. We're now going to get to the big TV releases. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It would really help us out. Make sure, again, check Chris's channel out. Check our Instagrams as well. Links for those will be down below. But TV, we're going to get to the first of what we have two big ones. Let's go Peacemaker first. The 5th episode of Peacemaker came out on Wednesday or Friday. Is it Wednesday?
I think it's Thursday.
Thursday.
It's weird. It's Thursday. Yeah.
Peacemaker came out. I'm going to go to Guy first. What are your thoughts on episode 5 of Peacemaker?
Oh, this episode was amazing. It was just so good. And it just was so much fun. And it felt like such a James Gunn-esque episode with just the giant, how crazy it was at the end with the chainsaw and the giant gorilla and the rant with all of those famous people. Amy Winehouse, she's dead. No, but I loved like this entire episode. And to me, had the best ending, like just cliffhanger ending I've seen on a TV show in a while. And now I'm like kind of like conflicted, what's going to happen to this character? And it's just so good. And every time I see anything from this show, I'm like, this is amazing. And it feels so good to be a comic book fan right now when you can get like service like that. I mean, in the background of Peacemaker's, like, you know, crappy, I don't know what kind of house that is, but it's a house. And in it, like there was on the wall, it said Peacemaker apprehends Kite Man. And I was just like, oh my God, that's so cool. He fought Kite Man. And I was just kind of geeking out over that. So I love this show. I give it again, like every week, 10 out of 10. Just amazing.
Chris?
This is going to shock you. I have yet to see anything but the opening credits.
Wow.
On this show. I know. Because you know what? I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad. And I loved all of the characters, and I loved what James Gunn brought. And it's just what it has been is I haven't had time.
I understand.
You know, and it's one of these that I want to, and then I keep seeing my friends talking about like, dude, you've really got to check this out. You've got to watch this. I'm like, I only have so many hours. I can't watch it yet. But what that means though for me is that I get towards the end of it, I get to binge it all one thing. Yeah. So at least I'm looking forward to that. But
sorry if I at all like ruined
No, you didn't spoil anything. No, this is great. And something that I really appreciate what James Gunn has done is he's able to pull, like you were mentioning Kite Man. I mean, he's able to pull these very obscure characters in, and you're like, who is this? Or what? I've heard that name maybe once.
Yes.
And ideally, you know, maybe as he expands or he works on this universe, he's going to expand it and bring in more of these very obscure people to make us, you know, give us new heroes or villains that we like to root for.
Make a new Suicide Squad film, which is completely new. I hope if he does do another Suicide Squad, completely new cast. If that would be like every single film, just that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
This episode is great. Something I agree with everything Guy said. I also want to say this episode, Chris, I'll try to keep it spoiler free as well, but also I'll try to get you to watch it as well. I'll try to make this kind of an advertisement for the show. The way James Gunn, he did it with Guardians and he did it with Suicide Squad. The way he's able to create a team and make them feel like a family, almost like a group of kind of misfits, and make them feel like one unit. And he again does that with this show. I mean, it's amazing. The guy's done it. Now this is the third team that he's done it with.
This is his third.
I mean, it's really hard to do that. I mean, with the amount 3, and he does it again with this show. These characters, you know, at the start of the show, they all not really familiar with each other. There's a lot of animosity. There still is some level of animosity, but now they mess with each other and they all understand each other's jokes, which is exactly how we interact with our friends. You know, you know the way we interact. You know, we love messing around with each other, and we all understand each other, and that's what he does. Like in this episode, they're all screwing around with each other with Peacemaker and his batshit crazy jokes, and they all like understand, they all get it, and they're all like laughing. There's a scene in a van when they're all like dancing around to music, and you know and then this episode they started a group chat. They started a group chat. You know,
it felt so real though. It felt so real.
It's real. You know,
Yeah.
And just the fact, and like when she sent the picture to the group chat of all of them, and they're all like responding with
Everyone's
emojis.
had that moment,
Ah,
and
Oh, yeah.
it's just that's
it's
what's so
yeah,
special about this
yeah,
show is that James Gunn can find these little moments that
yeah,
everyone can enjoy,
for
and
sure.
then he'll just put it into this show, and it's just so real, and it really humanizes all of those characters.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
amazing.
And the rant, the pop culture rant. I also want to say John Cena actually improvised that scene. He
Oh,
it
good
was
to
totally on
know.
the spot. Chris, you don't even have to just watch that
You're
scene
not ready.
alone.
I mean,
After
you are.
you just
I mean,
watch that scene
it's
alone.
so
That
good.
scene, it's gonna be so out of context for me.
Yeah. I'll, I'll just
It's
say
so funny. It's just
it's
so.
really it's really funny, and James Gunn's kind of random comedy is what I love about
Yeah.
his movies. It's just especially this show. It's more random than ever in this show, which makes it
Yeah.
feel, I guess, more real because these characters are random, so it makes sense that
Yeah.
their jokes would be as such.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Peacemaker episode 5 now.
Nice.
How many episodes are there? 10 in the season?
8, I think.
8.
I think there's 8. I wish there was 10. I hope there's 10, but I think it's just 8.
8
Um,
are yeah. But that's episode 5. Now we're gonna get to episode 5 of another show, The Book of the Mandalorian, starring Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian himself. Guys, Chris, I'll go to you first. What did you think of episode 5 of The Book of the
Okay, so
Mandalorian?
yeah, so this is I've been watching this show just casually, like I'm
yeah.
enjoying it. I don't have
Yeah.
really any intention on reviewing it necessarily. So I've just
Right.
been enjoying it and watching it. I was I was doing some stuff while I was watching episode 4, and my back was turned, and my youngest son was with me. I mean, he's 19, but
Mhm.
anyway, he's been enjoying it, and he was already
Yeah.
caught up. So he's like sitting there waiting for me to get to the end of episode 4, and I wasn't looking at the TV, and all of a sudden I hear Mandalorian theme music, and I stop and I turn around and I'm like, and I look at my son, and he's like, yes, yes. So I watched episode 5 last night. Oh my gosh. It was just the Mandalorian. That was so great. I don't know how much of just seeing him, I think was so great again.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I don't know how many episodes are left of the show. Is this a 10 episode
7
the
or 8, I think.
book?
It's
Oh,
7 or
okay.
8.
So
Yeah.
okay, so not many left then. And so my guess is that we're going to see him in the last several episodes as well. And even the hint of maybe Grogu as well. So that's,
Yeah.
just the struggle that he has now to reclaim his honor, at least as it applies to the Mandalorian
For
culture,
sure.
is just very intriguing to me. And I wonder if that's where it's going to go more so when they bring back Mandalorian season 3, for that, like we'll follow more of that journey for him, because right now he's just going to go see Grogu, and then he'll probably go and help out Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But
Guy, I know you got the chance to see Boba Fett last night. What
Yeah,
did you
last night. I love this episode because it was so cool. I mean, they did so many like really cool things. They gave him a new ship. They gave him a Nabooian
The
starfighter.
Naboo Starfighter.
I was
that's
like, yeah.
yeah.
And then they brought back like all of these season 1 Mando characters. They brought back Jon Favreau's descendant Vizsla character. They brought back the armor, and I thought that was just so cool. And at the end, just when she's like, Mando and Fennec Shand are just like, talking like it's about to be a team up. You're just geeking out, and that is awesome to me. I was very excited for this. There are some issues I have, only because I just want this to be a Boba Fett show. And I love the Mandalorian. I'm not criticizing this episode because it's a good episode, but I do at the same time feel like if you're doing a Boba Fett show, Boba Fett's got to be in like every episode.
Yeah.
That's just my philosophy as a showrunner. I'm not a showrunner, but like I feel like I've watched enough shows where I can say I could be one. So,
Yeah.
there.
Real quickly, Luke said in the comments, give Bryce Dallas Howard a damn Star Wars movie. The only reason I pushed back a tiny bit is because I wanted to see an actual movie from her first before a Star Wars movie. And I want to see because Star Wars is going with directors like Taika Waititi right now, who are, revered directors of actual movies, not past Star Wars episodes. Maybe give her another show, like they gave Deborah Chow Obi-Wan. They gave her Obi-Wan.
She did a great job with the episode she was given. I mean, in season 2. Wow.
Yeah. But anyways, my thoughts on The Mandalorian. So I'm very morally confused with the episode because this is a great episode of The Mandalorian. Mandalorian. And it's almost like Disney knew that the show was not that great from like the Boba Fett stuff, and they're like, okay, let's just put the Mandalorian in here. And it's like we've seen side characters show up in the Mandalorian, but it's not like an entire episode. I mean, Boba Fett didn't even show up in this episode, so and it's a great episode. I'm just very morally confused again because it's not Boba Fett. Am I glad? Yes, because The Mandalorian is a much better show than Boba Fett. And seeing Din for the first time, I forgot how much I missed him since The Mandalorian because we've got
so good,
crappy, boring,
and he also never takes off his helmet. He also never takes off his helmet.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes, that's a great you brought up because Boba Fett. I always get it's my pet peeve with the show. It's like he's a damn Mandalorian. He never took off his helmet in the original trilogy, and then all of a sudden here, every time he enters like a bar, he has the helmet by his side like this, and he's carrying.
Well, even in Return of the Jedi, there was a shot I think where he had a drink or something, and he still had the helmet on. How do you drink with a helmet on? And now, he's now I can't do this helmet stuff anymore, and he's just like, and he's just,
a fake
I'm beyond it. He's going for helmet sobriety. It just annoys me. I can't. Just put on the helmet, keep it on,
Yeah.
It's intimidating.
The first scene of this episode was great. It kind of reminded, I saw parallels of it in Daredevil, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But the scene itself was really great, really badass. Very, I guess the most violent part I've seen of the entire show. It was pretty brutal. Yeah. Seeing the Darksaber was great.
That was awesome.
That
was so awesome. That was,
and I love how the way they kind of developed his it's not like he got the Darksaber right away and all of a sudden he knows how to use it. And so he has to train with it, and obviously they tease it at the end. Maybe where does he go? You guys think there's a bit of Luke Skywalker action coming later with him training, or do you think it's someone else?
I think there could be, because it's really amazing to me, out of everything Disney has, this for some reason is the best kept secret. These shows are really good at hiding stuff. So I think if anywhere we're going to get a Luke Skywalker, potentially a Sebastian Stan Luke Skywalker.
Whoa!
I would say this show would be it, because I swear we did not see a single thing, not a single rumor really leak out about this show for months.
What do you think is more likely, Sebastian Stan or CGI for Luke Skywalker?
I mean, if they're going to do I feel like when you're having Grogu with Luke Skywalker, and they're going to kind of do some of those I imagine if they're bringing in Grogu, that they're going to have to bring in Luke Skywalker. They're going to have to do a little bit of some training shots and maybe some dialogue and such. And the dialogue sounded a little robotic in Mando season 2. Not that I'm jabbing Mando season 2's finale, but I do think I could see them maybe bringing in Sebastian Stan. I would think that would be so cool. That would be so
do you
cool.
Do you think episode 6 continues on this journey of Boba Fett, or I'm sorry, the Mandalorian, or do you think we go back to Boba Fett?
My guess is we're going to go back to Boba Fett, but you might tease a little bit. You'll see a little bit of Mando going, and then because we've got to, if he's going to come back at maybe the end, he can't just come in, disappear, and then pop back up again. I think we need to
also think about it like this. How fan servicey would it be if Luke Skywalker interacted with Boba Fett? Two characters from the original trilogy, and they did it in Mandalorian season 2.
Great point, guy.
So I just want to say, and they love doing that. They love giving fans those kinds of elements. So I would totally imagine
that's a great point.
Luke Skywalker and Boba Fett just starting to talk, and he's like, Boba Fett's like, I'm sorry, I hate your friend. I hate your friend, and that would be kind of the discussion. I hate your friend. Look at my face now. I look like a burnt scrotum because of your friend. You know, something like
Well,
that.
no,
I mean,
he recovered. He's recovered. He's been in his BAFTA tank.
I know. His eyebrows grew back somehow. I don't get how that works, but you know, I guess eyebrows come back, follicles return, which I'm fine with. But yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. Could you imagine that? Where it's just Luke and Boba Fett and they're just talking. Everyone would want that. Like I remember at the end of Mando season 2, I was like, I just wish they had shown Boba Fett talk to Luke Skywalker. But you know, I'm cool with anything they give us that's remotely like that.
Yeah, and I also enjoyed the scene where they brought back the X-Fighter or the damn it.
The X-Wings.
Why am I forgetting the X-Wing? Damn it, I said X-Jet. I'm an idiot. I'm a real Star Wars fan, people. I just had a brain freeze. Okay, don't think any less of me.
Okay.
But I love that they brought them back. I don't know his name, Paul something, but the guy from Kim's Convenience, as I know him.
Yeah, he's
Chris,
great.
Seems like you're a fan as well of Kim's Convenience. But
he's terrific.
Seeing them again, it's like it's almost like Space Cops. Like I'd be up for a show with just them two, Space Cops.
Oh my god! If they
pull you over,
did, like,
you have your flying license? No, I left.
Oh my god! Well, Marvel in the beginning used to do these Marvel one shots for the MCU, where they'd like do like 5 minutes of like certain like lesser known characters, like a Coulson or even an Agent Carter. And if they did like one shots of those two guys, that would be so cool. And they'd just be going around the galaxy. You could get some great cameos in there of some like, you know, extended universe characters. Amazing.
And then some other stuff we got the Naboo Starfighter, him fixing that up. We also got, I guess, a tease for what's going to be happening in Mandalorian season 3. He has to go back to Mandalore and kind of bathe himself in the waters of Mandalore. Predictions for that? What do you think he's going to find anything there by chance? Do you think it has something to do with Bo-Katan because they mentioned her in the show? Potentially she comes back as kind of a force to be reckoned with, someone in opposition to Mando.
That would be very fascinating.
I'd be down for that.
I would be down for that. I think that would be really cool. The one thing about the Bo-Katan thing, the way they redesigned the story and the structure of how you get the Darksaber, I'm not the biggest fan of, because that was kind of just thrown in. Because originally, it didn't matter if you beat someone, you could just take the Darksaber. But I am fine with it. It adds to the plot, and I would love to see I forgot the actress's name who plays Bo-Katan, but she was terrific. And
Katie Sackhoff, I think.
Katie Sackhoff. She was terrific, and I'd love to see her back. I would love to see her back in the Ahsoka show as well. Like there's a lot of things I'd like to see a lot of these people back in. It's just I'm very excited about Star Wars.
But yeah, me too. Those are our thoughts on the Book of the Mandalorian. Make sure, again, tell us your thoughts. We're very curious about your thoughts on this, Peacemaker, all the other stuff we've talked about as of right now on the show. And make sure, again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So let's now move on to our big stories now. First, we're going to get to some news for the Batman. It seems like talk about the Batman. We got some new promotional material for the film. We got an official poster. First, we're going to talk about this poster. A bit of a divide online.
This is very controversial
poster. Guy, what are your thoughts?
I like this poster. I know not many people like this poster, but I do like this poster. And the reason why I like this poster is because it has all the villains on it. And I think that's cool. And it also has that target in the center with Bruce Wayne. That looks amazing. And look, I mean, I do understand people's criticism with the floating heads, and it does look like something from Boss Logic or a Will Gray art to make this kind of Photoshop. But I mean, that burning city, I mean, that still looks pretty cool. And I would although I wish they just had the target of Bruce Wayne. I heard John Campea say that he wished he saw the target of Bruce Wayne. I'd love to see that on a bus. I would just love to see that shot.
That would be cool.
And that would be so cool on the side of a bus.
You just the target of Bruce Wayne?
Just the target of Bruce Wayne on the side of a bus. And you're just like, I'd want to see that.
Not getting on that bus. But Chris, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. I love the crosshairs on him, and it just makes me think. Now, I've stayed away from all of the trailers other than that first very initial one that came out because I just want to be surprised. And so what it lets me, like my brain goes, and I look at this and I say, okay, well, that means that the Riddler probably maybe knows his identity, and so he's coming after him that way.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you know,
that's a
what
good
kind of
point.
danger
Yeah.
does that bring? And so I'm very excited for this movie.
I am as well. Yeah, no, I agree with everything. Not the best poster I've seen from the movie. I think I preferred some of the other ones, like the red ones, from the movie, but still a good poster nonetheless. Time Magazine, I believe, was it? We'll check it out real quick though. Released another poster for the film, Total Film. Yes, this is the
Oh,
poster
that
that they
looks
released, which is
awesome.
this is my favorite poster. Of course, you have the Riddler the Riddler mark formed by the characters, which is really cool. And you have the eyes from the Riddler himself, which is awesome. Which
So
is
good.
How cool is that? How cool is that? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That looks amazing. That just
I
looks
also yeah.
absolutely incredible.
And it seems like we're in kind of an order in terms of the promotional material we've seen from the film, because Chris has seen the first trailer, I have seen the first and second trailer, and Guy has basically seen every promotional thing out here for
I'm
this movie.
I'm sorry. Look,
Including, and this is the real travesty, you even saw the exclusive scene that they put out this week.
I'm
They
sorry.
put out one scene of the movie, and you saw it, and you claimed to
cannot
be a
blame me
Batman
for,
fan.
like-
Oh my goodness.
That makes me a Batman fan, man. I'm just like any Batman I can. There hasn't been a Batman movie in 10 years. You
True.
can't blame me. I'm like literally, I would do anything for any new Batman content. It drives me nuts. I mean, I need Batman, okay? He's my favorite superhero. Look, I even have an action figure of the Joker right
You
next to
ruined
me
the
on my
movie. You know,
desk.
I'll be the one laughing when I come out of the movie saying, "Whoa, I did not expect that," and you're like, "No, I saw it in the trailer."
Oh, come on, man. It's not. I have a feeling. There will be a lot of thoughts provoked and changed when I see the entire movie, just because I've seen every clip and everything that they
You just
could
seen them out of
provide.
order.
I'm sorry. I'm just scrounging. I'm
He'll put the
scrounging for
pieces.
it.
No. What he's doing, he'll pull the Riddler. What he'll do, he'll put all the. It's like he'll have like a scrapbook, like of all the scraps of scenes. He'll like put them in order, like the Iranian.
No, I have a
the
file
Iranian
on my
hostage crisis
computer
with
of that.
files.
I don't have a scrapbook. I'm not insane. I'm not printing it out.
Oh,
I keep it
I wouldn't be
digitally,
surprised
obviously.
if, like, behind your camera, like in front of you, you have one of those creepy serial killer like strings with like the
Oh,
pictures
geez.
of the characters and stuff.
I mean, come on. I wouldn't blame someone who would. I mean, this movie looks awesome. It's just, if this movie, I mean, like, I literally listen to the Michael Giacchino score that they release like every day, because it's just like, I'm like, yeah, and it pumps me up. I listen to it when I walk to high school, and then whenever people look at me, because I don't have headphones, I just blare it out. Everyone just looks, and I'm just like, what?
Somebody needs to get this man
You
headphones.
can't say it sounds bad. And
then, Chris, real quickly, I'm gonna because I know you get press screenings for various films. Do you think this is one that you're gonna be able to have access for? You're gonna fight access for? What do you think?
I am hoping for it. Yes. Yeah, that's what I haven't gotten an invite yet. But I also I think we're a little too early for some of them. I mean, because I'm not those top tier by any means. I don't get those very first invites by, so we'll see. But I fingers crossed, because definitely this is one that I will knock
And
people
then
over to go to.
tickets come out on February 10th. So just about less than 2 weeks away. I was able to grab some Spider-Man No Way Home tickets.
You were reloading the page.
So hopefully I don't have to do that. Hopefully it's not as chaotic here.
2 hours for me trying to get No Way Home tickets.
It took. I was mad because it took me 20 minutes. I was really pissed. I was like, 20 sleeping minutes, and then I saw everyone else. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you need to be quiet. I mean, no joke. I got all of the pages were just crashed, all the sites, and I finally got I finally got to select my seats on Fandango. I went to the payment screen. I put in all my payment information. I hit submit, and it spins and it spins and it spins, and then it says, "Sorry, we encountered an error," and then it kicked me out, and then I couldn't log back in forever.
Oh, jeez. Did you like? Wait, did you? Yeah. I mean, it's just. I hope that's not how it goes this time.
Yeah, me too. But my guess is,
I don't think it will.
like worldwide breaking the internet type of thing. You don't think that the ticket sales are going to be as much? I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be close.
I mean, this is Batman, so I'm just kind of trying to figure out like how big is this going to get, because it's not in one of these connected universes where it's just pieces of connected tissue.
Yeah.
And to me, so I'm very interested in how this is going to do box office wise, because I mean, anything you see of it, even the first trailer is amazing.
I'm feeling
first trailer is like an amazing trailer.
I think I'm feeling nervous because of the recent performances of some of the DC films, but I think No Way Home just was top 10 highest grossing films of all time now, and so I think that paved the way.
In a COVID world, which makes it even crazier.
Exactly.
So
like during the surge of Omicron. So I think this film, I mean, I'm always going to be worried about it just because it is my most anticipated film of my entire life. I'm not exaggerating there. Like, the Batman is my favorite character in kind of my favorite fictional character.
Media.
So I'm always going to be nervous. But at the same time, I do think it'll do well. So, and it's not coming on HBO Max, so it'll force people to go to the theaters.
Exactly.
My dad, for example, saw the Suicide Squad and The Matrix at home the day I saw it in theaters. So
that's gonna be a great theater
experience.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great theater experience.
Yeah, and it's gonna be 3 hours.
Yeah,
so
almost 3 hours. Yeah.
No, so just like how
I'm not taking any APs this semester, so I have so much free time now, and I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Here's what you have to do. Approach the Batman like you'd be me approaching a 4D movie. Just go in, just don't bring anything. Just sit and enjoy the experience.
I'm gonna bring all my Batman merch, and it's gonna be taped all over me.
Are you gonna dress up?
Yeah, maybe. Thinking about it.
It's not that hard to dress up as the Riddler. I mean,
in real life. You have to buy a green raincoat and like literally just tape a question mark on a black piece of paper and put on glasses.
No, it's like if you walked around on the street, I could buy it.
Especially like, the way like masks are so easy to just get nowadays. You could just get one of your COVID masks, put that on, put some glasses on, put a green razor on, and they're like, "What are you?" And I'm like,
"You get a mask of like tape that has like tape on it, and then you get a gray hat, like a beanie."
Exactly, gray beanie or something like that. And you're like, "I'm the Riddler." And then with Catwoman, you just get a beanie, cut some eye holes in it, and you're like, "I'm Catwoman." It's like they've made it so easy to cosplay for this movie. It's really terrific.
And then for the Penguin, pretty easy. Especially
Penguin, you just do this. You just do this. You draw a little line there, slick your hair back, suit, done.
Yeah, for sure. But now,
maybe bring an umbrella.
A lot of time exactly. Let's now go to our next big story. Now, we talked about how James Gunn is so good at creating great teams, but it seems like one of his teams is coming to an end, as he has said that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be the last time that we see the classic Guardians team all together. Chris, I'm going to go to you first. What are your thoughts on this?
My buddy Ruben and I on our podcast, we talked about this actually, and it's a little sad, but also makes me excited because it while this one may end, we don't know exactly where is he going to bring in more of the Ravagers? I mean, because we saw the large group of them in Volume 2, or is it going to be because now we have Thor as part of them? How is that going to morph? Is it going to be the Asgardians? I mean, James Gunn, give it to him. Sure. Yes. Let him do it and let him, you know what I mean? He'll pull in. I mean, because think about it, from outside of like comic book fans, and I'm only a fan of the MCU. I mean, so my knowledge is what I've seen on screen, not from the comic books or any of that. So I didn't know who the Guardians were at all.
Yeah.
So going into that very first movie, it's this just ramshackle group of misfits who shouldn't work together. And they slowly, combine. And now we have this team, and now it's a family, and we absolutely love them. And so he will do that again. And he might my guess is that he might take a character from this current volume to pass that torch. But I'm also a little nervous that maybe we're going to lose some people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure I'm ready for that because it was hard enough losing Tony. Exactly.
Yondu hurt.
Yondu made me.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
That movie was so painful for me because I lost my grandfather 2 weeks before that, and he was like a father to me. And when he died, I was crying in the theater, and I was just wishing I could call him again. Like, it was so painful. It was just the most painful thing ever. Yeah. It was a good headspace though to go into the movie because I didn't know that was going to happen. It just made me feel very much like that's deep. This came at the right point in my life. So, you know.
That's amazing that it can connect with you on such an emotional level, you know, because he established this character who's really just a side character in the first one.
He is.
And
so good. Yeah. So good. Yeah. And I couldn't imagine if when they end these characters that like Brian, what's so great about the Guardians is that these characters are actually, they were created fairly recently, this version. And there's like hundreds of different characters that they could put in to a Guardians of the Galaxy team that James Gunn could really play with. There's Agent Venom, which is kind of like a different version of Venom who's been on the Guardians. There's like the Thing from Fantastic Four. I mean, they could bring in tons of different
But I also
characters.
want to say, this is also going to be the last MCU film that James Gunn directs. He said this is going to be
That's painful.
This
That's
going to be
really
it. Yeah.
Oh.
So this is going to be it. So I not obviously I don't think every member of the team is going to die.
I don't think
this is going to be even if they survive, it'll be like they'll be on hiatus for a while. We won't see them for a while.
I think that Rocket and Groot will be most likely the ones who stick around. I think those I would imagine.
Wait,
only
so
because they're the most marketable characters in that team. Like they're going to
let's do a Deadpool here. Star-Lord, over under 50% that he dies.
I think he dies.
Oh.
I don't want him to.
I think he does die though. I do think he dies.
Gamora, over under 50%.
I think she dies. I think that's over. I think that's over it.
Yeah.
I think it's done for Nebula too. I expected Nebula to die in Infinity War.
I could see Nebula surviving and just being that actually one person that does pass the torch down. It's kind of complicated, her history with the Guardians, and could be fascinating.
The reason I push back a bit on Gamora is because the Gamora we have right now is a different one. It's the one pre-meeting.
You don't want to double death.
So I don't think they're going to kill her right after
they bring her back and then she dies again. That would be like
I can see her stay like her and Star-Lord are going to have like relationship troubles, obviously.
Or maybe
I can see him dying and she's going to like have a moment with him and she's not going to remember everything, but she's going to have like the sixth sense of this guy was important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else?
Maybe Groot. Teenager Groot, no way, not gonna kill him.
I don't think Groot will die.
Especially because you have the show coming out. The show
member of the team, I do not think Groot will die. It's just
Rocket. I think I see Rocket dying.
Rocket could die. There's some potential there, but it's just kind of tough because he's quite.
And then Mantis, no, because I don't care enough for Mantis to die.
Yeah.
And then Drax. I could see because Dave Bautista. I
would really, Dave Bautista kind of has a little thing, but like I would love to see him go out like honorably, just in like such a great, beautiful way that everyone would just be like, he got his ending. He could be with his wife and kid again in a different way.
Agreed.
And I would find that to be so beautiful. But like, there's just those films are just so good and so personal to so many people that it's going to be very heartbreaking when that team breaks up. But when James Gunn leaves Marvel, it seems like he'll stay at DC and just make and expand that universe in a way that like no one really ever has, or they've attempted, but just not in that fun kind of way. So I love him. I think he's going to do great stuff after. So,
I agree. So those are our big stories for this week. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel again. Like the video. Thank you, everyone, for being in the live chat as well. As we move on now to buy or sell, which we're going to talk about some of the smaller topics that occurred over the last week in film. We're going to talk about if we would buy those topics or sell those topics. We have a ton of topics to talk about today, actually. The first one, Chris, favorite topic when I sent you kind of the list, as Jason Momoa is set to star in Fast 10 reportedly as the villain. Chris, I don't have a notebook with me. I can
Rich.
I'm just gonna write it down real quick. See if I can guess it. Okay, respond.
Sell because I just don't care. At all.
Oh! That's amazing. That's so spot on.
That is great. Yeah, come on, just end it already. Let them just finish the series. And I like Jason Momoa too. I think he's great.
No, he's great.
And
he's fantastic.
Hey, he'd be great in this. Whatever.
Guy?
Sell. I don't care. I mean, I also don't
not
care.
Even on
I just
sale?
never
Not
really
even
cared.
like on like a going out of business sale? Like
it is a going out of business sale.
It is. I mean, it's kind of selling out, you know. You get Momoa. I mean, Momoa is cool. I like him a lot. But I don't know.
I feel like it's like Vin Diesel didn't get his girlfriend back, so he goes for his girlfriend's sister. Because it's like you're subbing out one Pacific Islander for another with the
my
you know what
God,
I mean? Like
that's
The
great.
Rock.
Yeah.
Because The Rock and Jason Momoa are like the top like Pacific Islander actors.
They really
like,
are
actors.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like very charismatic, and it seems like Vin Diesel's like, fine, Dwayne, I'll go to Jason now and see if he wants to be in my movie.
He has hair, Dwayne. You never had hair. No, but
he did have hair.
He did have hair. He did. No, he did.
You know what? Again, I binged the Fast and Furious movies over 2020 in preparation for F9. I'm gonna buy this because it makes me more excited for the film. It doesn't like reduce my my excitement. It makes me more excited. I mean, so yeah, I'll buy this, but maybe
I can respect your opinion.
Yeah.
Even that's wrong.
Let's move on now to the second topic. This is like a really like vague topic, but Arnold Schwarzenegger posted something on Instagram. Nobody knows what the project is. It's just him as Zeus, as the ancient god Zeus. Just him. Again, no context. Nobody knows what the movie is. It's just him as Zeus.
Shazam too? Is he in Shazam?
I
With the
don't think
gods?
so,
Like,
because
I know they're doing god stuff, but like,
well, there was another poster that came out yesterday or the day before with Poseidon. That's in kind of that similar type of thing.
Arnold? With Arnold?
No, it's not Arnold, but it was.
that'd be amazing if it was Arnold.
If
Arnold played Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus in
Yeah,
one
all of
movie,
them.
that would be hilarious. That would, like, he would just do his Mr. Freeze thing, which isn't really changing Arnold for Hades, and then he'd just do like Arnold for like the other two. Oh, so good.
Ralph Mahler? I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah,
I know he is. So. What do you think is up? If you could guess, what's happening here?
I think it's a car insurance.
I don't think he's wrong. I actually don't think he's wrong. I think this might actually be a Geico commercial.
It'll be one of those commercials. It'll be one of those commercials that
meeting the Greek gods.
No,
like,
it'll be one of those commercials where they make it look like a movie trailer at first, and you're like, "Oh shit, what is this?" And then it's like, "Oh, never mind." It's like what's her name from Progressive? Flo.
It's Flo. It's Flo from Progressive. It's Jake from State Farm. Like it could be like one or the other, you know.
I am Arnold. Fuck, I can't do an Arnold impression. Embarrassing.
Sorry.
No,
there you go.
But anyways, I'm
No,
I'm gonna sell this because I have no idea what it is. So.
Sell.
Oh no, I'm buying this one.
What?
Hands down, buying it. It is the most ridiculous thing I've seen this week. So come on,
It's like buying a mystery box. It's like you could win the jackpot here and make us look like idiots, or you could again waste your money. So
whatever it is, whatever comes of it, I win, because it's going to be either very, very stupid or it's going to be very, very awesome, and anywhere in between. I mean, just look at that. Like,
that looks just funny. I mean, I really do think that might be for Shazam too. I think it could be.
Come on, stop making us like Like
Oh,
you're
I
making our
know, because
expectations
it's
too
like
high.
it's about the gods. It's about the Greek gods, and like
Yeah,
that's
I know you
pretty
can connect the
apparent in
dots,
that
but
universe.
whatever.
All
We're
Doesn't
right,
that
now
make
gonna
you a little
go.
worried though, for Shazam too? If that's kind of where they're going,
I
I,
do love
that's a good
Arnold,
point.
like, and I wish he did
well,
more stuff like nowadays. But I agree.
yeah,
But anyways, let's move now. We've
He's
gone
got to
over
kiss
Jason
babies
Momoa.
right now.
We've gone
Well,
over
he
Jason
used to, but
Momoa, Vin Diesel, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now we're gonna go over Chris Evans and The Rock. We're going to be starring in a movie called Red One, which is a new Christmas action movie coming to us at the end of 2020, 2022 or 2023. I don't want to.
a Christmas
They haven't
action
announced a
movie.
release date. They haven't announced a release
That's
date, but it
interesting.
will be a Christmas action movie. Your guys' thoughts? Are you buying or selling this?
Mm,
I'm totally buying it. I
I'm
mean,
buying it
the comedy that those two could
because
bring.
because Chris Evans like each like that. I mean, and then also Dwayne The Rock Johnson's hilarious, and
Yeah,
that
and
I could imagine being a great improvised, but also like good movie,
yeah,
funny. Bye.
Oh, buy. Yeah.
bye. Yeah,
No elaboration.
No,
I will
no,
buy
no,
it
no, no.
as well. Not just
Bye.
because it's Chris Evans and The Rock, who I both love both actors.
They're great.
But it's a Christmas action movie, and it seems like nowadays we're not getting a ton of Christmas
You
movies
don't get many
like we used
Christmas
to do.
action movies. You get
No,
Hallmark
just Christmas.
movies,
No,
but you
just
don't get
Christmas
any.
movies and like quality, like big studio Christmas movies.
yeah.
No.
Like this year, we got like 8-Bit Christmas. It seems like every year we get one. Like 2021 we got 8-Bit Christmas. 2020 we got Happiest Season with
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis.
Hmm.
So it seems like every year we're getting like one small one. So hopefully this like reinvigorates the Christmas movie as
Super
we're all
good.
buying it. We're heading on now to the next topic. It's been rumored that Joker 2
Ooh.
will soon begin
Oh,
production.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know
Me
how
and
I
Guy
feel
have a
about
lot
that
to
either.
say. So
I
okay,
I
I'll
don't
let you
feel.
guys kind of think about it. I'm gonna buy this. Buy. I know
Okay.
Guy's gonna be on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm gonna
Mhm.
buy this. I trust Todd Phillips now. I trust Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like what they're gonna do is going to be kind of unique. I feel like it's gonna be different than the first one, but also different than any of the kind of superhero Batman stuff that we get. And I'm like Guy here. I don't think it needs to have Batman in it. So.
I have mixed feelings because I feel like that movie is kind of it said what it needed to say. Like I don't see how you could do another one of those. And maybe you could bring in Batman. Like that could be a potential thing. And if they do, they better give him that like classic, Detective Comics #1 look where he just has like the purple gloves and not even the real bat symbol and like the big weird ears. Like I would love it if they did something like that where they made him really
Why did I
dark
even
and
ask? You're
gritty.
making this movie sound worse.
I'm sorry. Let the inner fan in me breathe, okay? But I could see this being very good, or I could see this being they should never have done that. They should never have done that. That was the biggest mistake. But I would love to see Phoenix play that character again, but I just don't see how he could. So I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah. See,
It's so hard. This is a
it
hard
is.
one.
If they went psychological horror, just
Oh,
following
interesting.
Joker that way and taking it just in a completely different direction, I can see Joaquin Phoenix and taking that character
Maybe
going
yeah.
down into that genre. Does that necessarily fit with the Joker character? I don't know. I mean,
I
go ahead.
I would love it if he kind of just burnt down anything of his past, like any. I know he kind of did
Mm.
already, but like in a way that he is the Joker. No one thinks
I
of
just
him
want to know
as
what.
the guy with
No,
mental health issues much anymore, but he is now fully encapsulated the mythos of the character. I would love a movie like that, and then he finally would look like this instead. And I like the
oh my
look that they did
god,
have, but I would love it if he looked like this. This would be kind of
comic
cool.
book purist.
I'm a comic. You can't blame me.
I
Look
think
at
I'm
my room.
curious. I think I'm curious more than anything else. I just want to know what they're doing with this because I feel like
I
there could be so many different avenues, and the way they left off the first Joker, it would be perfect to have Robert Pattinson's Batman be next. Obviously, because again, biggest mistake, and I don't know if Warner Brothers knew ahead of time that they're going to do this, but making the Batman and the Joker in two drastically different periods of time was a huge, huge, huge mistake. It was huge because now we have to get, I'm not going to say crappy Barry Keoghan, because Barry Keoghan's a fine actor. But he's no
I don't
Joaquin
think
Phoenix.
he's going to be the Joker. Everyone keeps saying he's going to be the Joker. I don't think he's going to be it. I think he's going to be Mad Hatter. I do not think
he's fine. I think Barry Keoghan's fine. But Joaquin Phoenix, they missed such a big opportunity. Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Pattinson are some of the best actors working today.
Really good if they yeah, but I mean at the same time,
and it fits both of them fit.
But Joker takes place in like the 80s, so like you could do.
I think it's the 60s.
No, it's the 80s.
It's got to be. It's more towards the 80s, 90s, early 90s, something
so
like that.
You could just say that it's early 90s, and then you could kind of work him in.
1981. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could work him in there. I mean that.
Yeah, you can, because you figure at the end of Joker, that's when Martha and Thomas get killed.
Yeah. Thomas are
and
killed.
So then you move forward to where Batman and Bruce are adults. It could work there,
and it could be fascinating just tapping into how Pattinson's going into the sins of his father, and how his father kind of neglected certain.
It's gonna be like an 80-year-old Joker. I mean, maybe you could bring Joaquin Phoenix in, but he's
sure.
Here's an idea.
That's the problem.
It could bring Joaquin Phoenix in, but maybe he's like the inspiration. Like he doesn't have to be the Joker.
I mean, to me, I feel like the Joker has to be an original wild card character. So, and I mean, you could also make the argument
that it doesn't have to be a character; it can be multiple people.
Phoenix might not have been the age he was when he was playing the character, so you could say he was like 10 years.
Whoa, okay. Well, I'm just going common sense here. He looked like
I know you did. I know.
He did not look. He just came out of college, guy.
No, he doesn't. But for all we know, he might just not age well. Like, who knows? He could just be a guy. He's just like, look, man, I living with my mom just aged me badly, dressing up like a clown. The makeup gave me wrinkles.
How old do you suppose he is?
Testing it out.
Because even if your dumb theory is true,
okay, don't call it.
He would still be in his 60s. He would still be in his 60s.
Excuse me.
So he's still kind of old.
He is. No, he's still old, but like Vin Diesel is a Joker because family. It's a good line.
Yeah, and I wish, and Warner Brothers, goddammit, you ruined what could have been the best hero-villain duo in all of cinema.
I would love
Robert Pattinson, and again, my desire for it kind of it overtakes my the actual logical aspects that having them two in the film would have. So
they could also adapt maybe some Joker storylines, like within a Joker 2, like maybe do like a 3.
But again, I want Robert Pattinson.
Like they could have. Let me just pitch this, because there's a book called 3 Jokers where it shows that the whole time Batman was not just fighting one but 3. Could you imagine if Willem Dafoe was one of them? And
Willem Dafoe said recently. You said the comment he made recently.
He was teasing that up. So could you imagine that? And then there was a third one. Oh my God, man, that would be amazing if they just did that.
But it's not. Again, I could see old man Joaquin Phoenix in the Batman 2 or something, and they show him he goes to him in prison. He visits him in prison, and that would make sense. That would be cool. I'd be down.
The comic that the Batman is heavily inspired by, the Earth 1 comics. The Joker's old in that comic book. He is not a young Joker. He's in his mid 50s, early 60s. The look they get. He looks kind of like that. Here's
what I'm pitching. I'm picturing Joaquin Phoenix in my head, old man Joaquin Phoenix with that cereal bowl haircut, with a cane, in prison. That's pretty creepy. And if they just had that, and he's kind of a Hannibal Lecter type character where he's in prison and he has to talk to him, kind of what it seems like they're doing with Paul Dano. In the Batman, that would be cool. And you have Barry Keoghan, who's that again. If it's between that or no Joaquin Phoenix and Robert Pattinson,
the thing about Barry Keoghan, about him being the Joker, that I don't get. His hair just keeps throwing me off because he's kind of got this bowl cut thing, and I just can't imagine his hair being any way different. So I'm always thinking the Joker's gonna have a bowl cut now. He's gonna look like Doc Ock. Like that's the way I
Anyways,
keep seeing Barry
Chris,
Keoghan as the Joker.
buy or
Don't see it at
sell?
all.
I'm gonna sell. I mean, I like. I think it's one and done. I really do. I like
Yeah.
how they.
I agree.
While it leaves a little bit open, I like that. And just you captured something great with Joaquin Phoenix in this role in this movie. Let it go. And you guys were talking about having another, Batman and Joker. Like I could see it if Joker was old in prison or in an insane asylum, something like that, where they're not fighting back and
They
forth or
could do
doing
Killing
anything like
Joke
that.
too. They could do Killing Joke or something like that, but
Yeah, see, I don't, but we've already had, and for me, we've already had Batman and Joker, and I don't want another Batman and Joker because the dynamic with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger was
really just amazing.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not sure I can wrap my head around that. Like bring in other villains, let them, Batman do his thing with all of them.
Especially after like Jared Leto and Ben Affleck kind of just like that whole thing just kind of messed that like ever wanting
not really a dynamic there.
There wasn't, but that was the problem. There was no dynamic between these two giant forces in like media and it's in comic book culture, and so that was kind of part of the problem.
Yeah, but anyways,
I'm gonna thoughtfully sell this.
I'm gonna buy it.
Very thoughtfully.
I'm gonna buy it. It's better than nothing. All right.
So, I think there should be nothing.
That's a tagline for the movie. It's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
We
paid him $50 million. It's better than nothing.
Let's move on to another sequel. This one not rumor. This one actually coming to us in
Yes.
fall of this year. It's been announced that Knives Out 2 will come to us in late fall. It will also hit the festival circuit. It'll hit the festival circuit, which is interesting. We're all gonna buy it. This one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Are you kidding me? This is like the best modern mystery series like ever.
It seems like I'm gonna, because if anybody's known me for a long time, they know that I'm a huge murder mystery guy. First of all, I love murder mystery so much, and I love Knives Out. And after seeing the trailers for Death on the Nile, and seeing as I might be disappointed by it, because every time I see the goddamn trailer, I have to listen to Gal Gadot saying, "I have enough champagne to fill the Nile," and then she throws it. I don't know if you guys have seen. I've seen. Right?
I have to say that like to me, those Poirot remakes, like if you actually want to see like a good version of that, just watch the David Suchet version that came out in like the 90s, early 2000s.
I've seen the Peter Ustinov versions.
Murder on the Orient Express.
I didn't think the new Murder on the Orient Express was good at all. I
like that one.
I mean, I did enjoy it. I had
It's okay to be wrong, Chris.
Had a great cast.
It's okay.
But like to me, if you really want to see like the best the best Poirot mysteries, go watch David Suchet's version. It's truly that.
But again,
that character.
Seems like we're all gonna buy this. Excited, very excited for this movie.
This is like the first like original detective we've had in a long time. It's always like Sherlock Holmes remakes or Poirot remakes, and to me, this Rian Johnson was like, no, I want to create my own detective.
Yeah,
that's true. He did, and he was awesome. And now, like, we're gonna have a great series of where Daniel Craig is just playing this hilarious character.
So, from what you've seen, obviously you haven't seen that much from Knives Out 2. What do you think the odds are that it surpasses the original?
Oh, well, you're not getting Chris Evans back, are you?
Obviously, they're going for more of like a Death on the Nile thing with the desert, or is it not the desert? Is it? It was like on a boat, maybe.
I saw a photo on a boat. Yeah, I did see that. Batista was on the boat, if I recall.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Oh, so it's even better. It's on the ocean. What do you think you got? What do you think? What are the odds?
I think it's going to be at least on par with the original. I think
because he's great. He's a great writer, and
when I think it comes down to the cast too, you know what I mean? Like you had in the original Knives Out, you had such a massive amount of talent coming on the screen there.
I mean, you see those trailers when they did the Sinatra "I'm Gonna Live Till I Die," and they just do the coin flip. It's every cast member. You're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And so I agree. I mean, it's really the cast that they pick.
For sure. Let's move on now to our next topic for buy or sell, as it has been announced that the Moon Knight writer will direct Mortal Kombat 2. Sell.
We haven't even seen the show yet.
not gonna
haven't
talk.
even seen.
No, I don't. It's just you could put
Oh my
Steven
God.
Spielberg to direct this. Still, Cell. I hated the first one, so Cell.
Sal. We don't even
totally
know if
buying
Moon
it.
Knight's gonna be good.
No, I have big faith in Moon Knight just from seeing
I
that
have
first
faith in Moon Knight, but I
Yeah.
haven't
that
seen it.
trailer. Now I don't know the writing. I mean, obviously, we have a trailer and they take
Yeah.
the best
Trailers
pick and they
look
can
good.
tell us.
Trailers
You know,
always.
yeah. So I don't. I think if we get just all out action in the next Mortal Kombat, then yeah, absolutely. I think that would be great. If we're going to get a lot of exposition jump and just like boring character interactions that don't, I mean, come on,
True.
we watch this just like we watch the Godzilla movies. We want to see
Yeah,
monsters
yeah,
destroy crap. Here, I just want to
That's
watch
right.
people fight. Just
This is
have
why you
these
should
epic
subscribe to
battles.
Movies and Munchies, because he's on the money every time. Every time.
People will disagree with you on that.
I disagree with them. I disagree with them.
All right, so now it seems like we're all going to sell that. Let's move on now. We didn't have this on the original agenda, but you know what happened, so I need to talk about it. As John Krasinski will direct Steve Carell. Excuse me. It is the first time that the two will work together since Steve's departure from The Office. The movie is called If. It's Ryan Reynolds is also going to star in the movie. The only description of the character is, what if Krasinski wrote on Instagram, what if one day I could assemble my dream cast? What if? And then there's a picture of Ryan Reynolds, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That looks like God. What's his name?
I
The guy
didn't know
who
that
plays-
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
the
That's
guy-
amazing.
The guy who plays Snatch, Richard Roundtree.
Jason-
Richard Roundtree.
Oh,
Richard Roundtree.
Wow.
And yeah, that's what. And then it's called. There's another description for it. It says a child's journey to rediscover their imagination. I mean, obviously that could mean a lot of things, but from what you've heard, are you gonna buy or sell this?
hands down buying.
Why?
Yeah.
That
I'm gonna buy
cast,
as well.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I mean, that sells me right away. But then you also have Steve Carell with John Krasinski directing,
And Ryan Reynolds.
And
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
when
was
you
about to
have
say.
those, if you have that four, I'm gonna buy it like in a second. I mean, are you
I'm not sure.
kidding
I
me?
will say I don't know if John Krasinski is starring in the movie. I know he's directing it.
I would be fine either way. He's a great director. I mean,
Mhm.
very talented guy. Hopefully, he can just leave some time for Fantastic Four, but whatever. Just saying, just putting it out
And
there.
Doctor
Come on,
Strange.
John, call your agent. Call your
I
agent.
will also say this is so Steve Carell is my favorite actor working today, and recently he hasn't done as much film stuff. He's actually had a couple misses, like some misses the last couple of years. Like he did Welcome to Marwin, which was a bomb. He did Space Force, which I was excited about. It came out during quarantine. I hated Space Force. I thought it
Well, and
was
season
awful.
2 is coming out
Yeah, I know.
like in the next couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first episode of Space Force. I was done. And
The
I
only
was so
thing with space
disappointed.
in it that I want to
because it
see
was-
is Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. But that's never going to
And-
happen. So, you know.
And I was excited for Space Force, and it really let me down.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this, though. Hopefully, Steve Carell can pick it back up. And John Krasinski is an amazing director, so I'm buying this.
Bye. Well, I already said it. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it Chris?
Yeah.
Yep,
Absolutely.
everyone's buying
buy
it.
it,
Yep.
totally.
All right,
Yeah.
so that is going to do it for the show. Before we leave you, though, Chris, where can everyone find you real quickly?
On the computer, eating snacks. Yeah, no. YouTube, Movies and Munchies. That's the best place to find me. That's the I'm very inactive on Instagram and Twitter.
I
But
respect
Movies
that.
and Munchies on YouTube, totally. Yeah.
For sure. And then again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Really helps out. Thank you. If you could do that, like the video. Thank you everyone for being in the live chat. Guy as well. Also, League of Cinephiles on Instagram. You can find us there. Guy, where can everyone find you?
Addict_Lego Figs. That's where I post cool photos of Lego art I make. Check it out. And that's it right now. Oh, also I have a YouTube channel also called Addict_Lego. It could be Addict Space. I don't know. Once again, apologies to the underscore community if I offended you. But it's either space or underscore. Just look up Addict Space Lego Figs. You'll most likely find it. I'm starting to post more. I'm going to do some action figure reviews as well because I've been collecting a lot lately. So, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Chris, for joining us. It's
Thank
a
you.
fun show. And again, thank you all for being here as well. it's great talking movies, but it's all great talking movies for you, to you guys in the comments below. So again, thank you for watching, everyone. We should be back to you next weekend with another show. Thank you for watching, everyone, and ciao.